Ubizo Lungibize engalweni Ngiyokhalela bani nayi iphimbo lami liphindaphinde entabeni Ngithi inyawo zami ngibeleze kulomhlaba nemsini Ngifunana noxolo engalweni
Sawubona to you, sawubona to yours, from one great spirit to another. Igama lami uThulani Malevu. Welcome to Ubizo. Today's episode is titled Wealth Without Worship. Surely we can agree on this. Money is a tool, but somewhere, somehow, empire taught it out to become a god. So today we speak to abundance. Abundance without having to bend our spirit. We speak to wealth that seeks to save life instead of the other way around, where it's life serving wealth. Because truly coming to think of it, the problem was never prosperity. The problem has always and always was, or rather always been and always was, worship. Quickly, let's talk about how money became a false deity. You see, in Alkebulan tradition, wealth was relational. Cattle, land, grain, skill, measured by how many lives you could sustain. Then came the coin. Then came interest. Then came accumulation without obligation. Money stopped circulating and began commanding. We were then taught to hoard instead of share, to extract instead of steward, to compete instead of cooperate, and slowly, quietly, money took the place of the divine creator, Umdali. I've come to see, in my journey of rising and becoming, that wealth without humanity, it rot very quickly. Great Spirit, let's speak about the spiritual cost of worshipping wealth. I've come to realize that when wealth is worshipped, people become expendable. Land becomes a commodity. Time becomes a leash. Families fracture, chasing status. Bodies are burned for profit, fortunately, and souls are traded for security. I've come to realize that there's so many people who are rich but anxious, successful but hollow, surrounded but spiritually starving. Which brings me then to this. You may gain the world, but somehow in your journey of becoming, may you never lose the way home. May we please speak about the ancestral economy of enough. Our ancestors understood enough. Enough food, enough land, enough rest, enough joy. Surplus was shared. Skill was honored. Elders ensured balance. Wealth had ritual, because power without ritual becomes violent. To be wealthy, it meant that your neighbors were fed. It meant that your land was alive and that your spirit was clean. Wealth is meant to be shared. In my journey of becoming and constantly awakening, I'm coming to realize certain things. There's ways in terms of how one can go about practicing wealth without worship. Let me maybe share from my experience, at least, just a bit of truth, a return path. Where number one, you have to define enough, not by comparison, but by conscience. What is enough for you? I've gotten to a point where I now understand what is enough for me. And because I know what is enough for me, I'm very mindful of how I move and intentional about how I move. Number 2, circulate value. With whatever it is that you've got going on as wealth, does it support community economies? Because if it does that, it keeps the wealth moving instead of stacking. It circulates. That's what I'm trying to do for myself now and for generations to come. Number 3, being able to detach identity from income. When you grow up without money and then you get to expose to a bit of money, and then again you find yourself without. So it's been a roller coaster of a ride where I've got to realize that I'm not my bank balance. Number 4, restore ritual to money, where you can give with intention, receive with gratitude, and spend with awareness. 5, measure success by impact. Because you have, who gets to eat? Because you exist, who heals also? Because you earn. Money is loud, purpose is quiet. I've had to choose and discern accordingly the sound that let me sleep at night. I've come to realize that I don't need to be poor to be pure, and that I don't need to be rich to be whole. Therefore, let wealth serve life, let money kneel to spirit, let abundance return to its rightful place as a tool, not a throne. Until next time, okuhle, umusa, kanye nokukhanya ekuhambeni kwakho. Light, mercy, and sacred illumination on your path.